talking about James Nyamwaya. I think I butchered that nicely. Out of Merrimack. But in terms of James, man, James, big 5 technique, think Cam Hayward type. Athletic, good straight line speed, good hand usage on occasion. Plays with good physicality, good burst. I like his effort. He's one of those guys that he's going to chase the football and plays, like I said, just with a lot of passion. In terms of the knock on him, I think he's a little bit tight in his hips. One of the things that we praised Keanu Benton for the other day was his short area quickness, B gap to B gap. When he gets in the backfield, he's able to redirect left and right, and that's why he was able to get a ton of tackle for losses. James, not as athletic. And I also feel like with James, he could truly benefit from some just consistent NFL coaching because very athletic. I like his strength and he flashes technique. But he's one of those guys to me that he misses a lot of plays because he's not fundamentally sound. His hands at times, he brings them sometimes, he'll run without them. When you're talking about him reading plays in terms of when he gets in the backfield, in terms of how he can move, it's just certain things where you're like, man, you're making this harder on yourself at times. And I think that is a big reason why, the Steelers are interested in him because he has a ton of those intangible things. And it's more so, if I can coach it and get it out of there, then you might have a really good guy that can come in here and help be a part of a rotation on the D-line because of how athletic he is. But if not, then
you think it's that D3 that's holding him back?
It's not even like, because I don't like to just put it as like where they were playing at that level, but the issue in terms of why scouts view certain, 1A versus D2, FCS and all that, is not just the talent of the player, it is the resources. And when you're talking about the coaching staff, we know the higher you are up, that's typically where the better of the coaches are. When you hear about some of these NFL guys, I mean, we've talked about Alabama, for example, right? How many coaches from Alabama are literally former head coaches in the NFL? You're not getting better coaching than that. Whereas at the D3 level, the D2 level, that's not always the case. You might have a guy that, has some league credentials, but it's a lot more of, it varies. We'll leave it at that. It varies. So to me, I do feel like James is one of those guys, though, getting him into a building like Pittsburgh, it could really expedite that growth for him, if he actually is able to pick it up and lock in on that type of stuff.